I've been waiting to record for a while because I get asked this question all the time. Should I hire a photography mentor? If you've been in the photography world for any amount of time, you've probably seen photographers offering mentorship, coaching programs, masterminds, workshops, you name it. Some cost a few $100s, while other cost several thousands. So, how do you know if it's actually worth the investment? Today, I want to help you answer that question before you spend your hard-earned money. By the end of this episode, you'll know how to identify the real problem you're trying to solve, how to choose a mentor that's right for you, and how to decide if you even need a mentor in the first place. Let's dive in. Knowing the problem you're trying to solve. When I first started my photography business, I thought a mentor was someone who simply took you under their wing. Someone older, wiser, someone you admire, someone who had already walked the path you wanted to walk. I honestly thought mentorship were just relationships that naturally happened. Then I quickly realized that's not really how the industry works anymore. Today, mentorships are often paid programs. They might be one-on-one coaching, group coaching, or 6 to 12-month programs that cost hundreds or even thousands of dollars. When I relocated my business from Alabama to Georgia, I knew I needed help. I had to rebuild everything from scratch. I needed visibility. I needed clients. I needed to figure out marketing in a new area. But looking back, I wasn't actually looking for a mentor. I was looking for someone who could solve a problem. And that's the first question you need to ask yourself. What problem are you trying to solve? Maybe your problem is learning how to post families, improve your editing, better lighting techniques, pricing your work, booking more clients, building your website, improving your SEO, creating systems and automations, delivering a better client experience. Every one of those problems may require a different teacher. If you don't know your problem, you'll probably end up buying education that doesn't actually help or move your business forward. Learn from someone who has the business you want. Probably the biggest lesson I've learned. Don't just hire the most popular educator. Hire someone whose business you actually want. If you're looking for a photography mentor, ask yourself, are they still photographing clients? Or have they completely left photography to teach photographers? Neither answer is wrong, but it's worth thinking about or asking. Then ask yourself, do they teach practical systems or mostly motivation? Are they teaching from years of experience? Or are they simply repeating something they learned from somebody else? Do their values align with yours? Do they run their business with integrity? Do they build relationships with their clients the way you would like to? Do they have the kind of lifestyle you're hoping to create? Their business model matters too. For example, some photographers are shoot and burns. One price, all the digital images. Others use simple sales, a session fee plus image collections. Others specialize in IPS, in-person sales. They build a relationship, schedule ordering appointments, and sell albums and wall art. None of these models are wrong, but if you dream of running an IPS studio, it probably doesn't make sense to learn from somebody who has never built that type of business. Choose somebody whose business looks like the future you want. And another thing I always look for is community. Is there a Facebook group, a Slack, weekly coaching calls? Can you receive feedback on your work? Can you continue learning after the program ends? Sometimes these relationships become just as the curriculum itself. When is it actually worth spending the money? For me, I ask 4 simple questions. Will this save me time? Will this help me avoid expensive mistakes? Will this get me to my goal faster? And will I receive personalized feedback and accountability? If the answer is yes to most of these questions, it's probably a worthwhile investment. Over the years, I invested in several different mentors. Each one served completely different purposes. One helped me with visibility and SEO. Another helped me improve posing, client communications, and pricing. Lastly, focused almost entirely on creativity, improving my photography skills. Each mentor solved a different problem. Looking back, I don't regret any of these investments because I knew exactly what I was trying to learn. There have been mentorships I decided not to join. One educator specialized in almost entirely in weddings. At that time, I had already decided weddings weren't the direction I wanted to take. Even though her program looked incredible, I wasn't convinced it would help me build the photography business I actually wanted. So I passed. Sometimes saying no is just as important as saying yes. I recently finished reading High Performance Habits and something really stood out to me. The author suggested having two different types of mentors. First, a domain mentor, someone who is an expert in the exact area you're trying to improve, someone who is regularly checking in with your advice and accountability. The second is a lifelong mentor, someone who may not even work in your industry. They're simply someone you deeply respect, someone who's wise, someone who's lived through experiences you haven't yet, someone you could call when life or business gets difficult. That idea really made me think because I realized that's probably what I originally imagined a mentor would be. Not just someone I paid, but someone who walks alongside me through different seasons of my life. So before you invest in another course or another workshop, another mentorship, I want you to do one thing. Write down one sentence. The biggest problem in my business right now is fill in that blank. Then ask yourself, is this mentor truly the best person to help me solve that problem? If the answer is yes, invest confidently. If not, keep looking. That's right. The right mentor won't just inspire you. They'll help you build a business you actually want. Thank you so much for listening. And if you enjoyed today's episode, I'll love it if you left me a review or share this episode with another photographer who's trying to grow their business. I'll see you in the next episode. Peace out.